Okay, now your brand, Charlamagne's brand, is clearly expanding. What, I guess, if any type of adjustments had you had to make since, just simply transitioning from radio and television?
None. I'm not making. It's no. I mean, I'm always wanting to grow and evolve. Like I've done things like take speech classes, but that shit don't work. I mean, no, it does work, but it's just too much thought. Like for me, the type of person I am, my thoughts happen here, and if I got to think about saying with my tongue pushing against my teeth, yeah, it's like I ain't got time to be thinking like that. I'd rather just talk. You know what I mean? There's people with worse, it's people with worse speech impediments than mine, other than the lisp of not being able to pronounce some words right, saying screech, strong, because I'm from South Carolina. Like, there's people with worse who have achieved. So I haven't really made no adjustments, man. Like I told somebody last night, like people got to adjust to me. Cause I'm me. I'm not trying to be nothing else. The easiest thing in the world to be is me. Like people were saying, "Yo, you nervous to go on Arsenio?" I'm like, "Why? All I gotta do is be me." You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm nervous when, I do plays and stuff. You know what I'm saying? And I've done plays. I'm nervous when I gotta go out there and do a play because I'm acting. Yeah, But to be me, yeah. I don't have to adjust to nothing. And why would I stop being me now? And I'm the type of person I always do like to grow and I always do like to evolve. Evolution is key. Evolution is key to life. So I'm never afraid to grow. So I'm not going, like I said, I'm not going to become a caricature of myself, and I'm not going to put myself in a box and say what I won't do either. You know what I'm saying? So as of right now, I haven't had to make any adjustments.
Okay, you talked about it a little bit earlier, but what's your vision board look like? So you have I'm sorry, go ahead. Tell me what your vision board looks like, and can you share some of the things that are on there?
I used to have a traditional vision board where you would take things that you want and put them up on poster board, whatever, and that's cool. I did that when I did The Secret, but to me, the best vision boards are when you write down your long-term and short-term goals. Write down everything that you want to accomplish and keep those things in your mind, because your mind is what makes them manifest into reality. Like your thoughts really do become things. Like I don't have a college degree or anything like that. All I have is, back in 1998, I said, I want to be a super jock. I said, I want to be one of the biggest radio personalities on the planet. I said, I want to be, in that Wendy Williams, Tom Joyner, Doug Banks, Howard Stern, Bill O'Reilly, Rush Limbaugh. I want to be in that number. When they think of Charlamagne, I want them to think of me like that. And I want to be my generation's that. Because all of those guys, it's the natural course of the thing that power eventually fades and weakens. All of them, it's just like the NBA music. It was the Magic Johnson, Larry Bird era, and it was the Michael Jordan era. Now it's the LeBron James era. That's just the way things are in the game. And I knew that eventually it would be my time if I wanted that. And so I claimed it. So my vision board is really just a notebook with everything that I want in my life to manifest. And it's like, I want 3 years ago, it was, I want the Breakfast Club to be the #1 urban morning show in the country. I just wanted the #1 morning shows in the country, period. I wanted us to be nationally syndicated. I wanted a late night talk show. I wanted to write a self-help guide. And all of that stuff has come to pass. So now it's like, yeah, I want to do more late night. Well, I want Charlamagne and Friends to be successful. I want the Breakfast Club to continue to be successful, but I want to grow and eventually do late night television on a mass scale, like how Arsenio's doing it every night, or even do daytime television. I see Steve Harvey, I see Dr. Phil, I see MC Search. It's like, yeah, I maybe can do that too. Especially, I be going on the Bethany show a lot now, and I'm like, I kind of like this,
Okay. Wendy Williams was instrumental in helping you shape your career. What's the best lesson she ever taught you about, maybe in business or personally?
She told me that you're either going to be of the people or of the industry. And she was like, when you're of the people, you're going to continue to give the honest opinions of the people, because the people are your first priority. So the way we talk in the barbershop or the beauty salons or on social media, you'll always express that through your platform, whether it's radio or television. When you're of the industry, you're not going to really tell the honest opinions of the people, because you're going to want to be worried. You're going to be worried about getting invited to that album release party, or that signing party or whatever it is. You care about being in the good graces of the artists. You're going to care if these artists come to your shows. And the other thing she said was, if you're worried about artists coming to your show, then you don't really have a show. Because if artists is what makes your show, you don't have a show. Because it's the Wendy Williams show, or it's the Howard Stern show, or it's the Breakfast Club. We're the ones that are on the radio every day that y'all have to tune into to listen to. The Jay-Z's and the Kanye's, they don't come to your show every day. They come once every 2 years. So if you really are relying on guests to make your show, you don't have a show. So those are the two greatest pieces of advice she gave me.
Do you miss that relationship?
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Because you always want that mentorship, especially now. Because it's like, who do you talk to about certain things? You know what I mean? Of course, the best person to talk to would be somebody who's been in that position, who's been there. But it's like she gave me everything I needed. You know what I'm saying? For those 3 years. Like, people come into your life for reasons, seasons, and lifetimes. And everything I learned in those 3 years, I still have a lot of those things with me now. So she did her job. That's Wendy though. Anybody that's ever worked for Wendy or knows Wendy, that's how Wendy is. Wendy will give you the opportunity. You either make the most of the opportunity or you don't. I'm one of those that made the most of the opportunity. So I do nothing but salute that woman.
Okay, cool. Before I let you go, I ask every celeb, and you are a celeb. Okay, I ask every person that I interview like random questions, and I think you're perfect for this because you're mad transparent. So you ready for it? Okay. What's the biggest misconception about who you are?
The biggest misconception about who I am is that I'm a jerk, I'm an asshole, I'm blatantly trying to be mean and disrespectful and offensive to people, and that is far from the truth. I actually strive to be as nice as possible. I strive to be kind to people, and my grandmother always told me manners will take me where money won't. And I treat people the way I would want to be treated. So even if you do think I'm being a little harsh when I'm being honest, I want the same thing back. Tell me when I'm fucking up. Tell me when I got boogers in my nose or when I look crazy. Let me know. So that's the biggest misconception.
Your favorite utensil?
My phone. Is the phone considered a utensil? Or that would have to be like a fork or a spoon or...
But you can go with phone if you like.
No, I guess my favorite utensil would be like a glass. I'm always drinking. Always drinking water, or is glasses considered utensils?
No.
Oh, so it'd have to be like a fork or spoon, and definitely a fork then.
Okay, I like forks too.
I use that the most. Yeah.
Okay, favorite time of day to have sex?
That's a good one. Like, I like, for some reason, early morning Saturday sex is the best. That's why when you saw the box of condoms in here, that's what I was doing this morning, early morning Saturday sex. But I like having sex at, you know what? I don't know. That's a good question. That's a good question. I think early in the morning is best though.
Saturday?
Yeah, early morning Saturdays is the best because it sets your day off the right way. And it's not a lot of pressure in the morning. At night, y'all girls want you to get y'all backs blown out and y'all want to get really fucked to sleep. In the morning, it's like, all right, get off me so I can get up and go to work or whatever. You know what I mean? I like it in the morning.
Your biggest fear?
God. I'm a God-fearing man. That's my biggest fear. My biggest fear is that I am not moving the way that he would want me to move. And we're all spiritual beings. I feel like we're all spiritual beings living a human existence. So it's hard to live in this world and not get dirty. Nobody's perfect. We all sin. But at the end of the day, I just hope, and this is what I pray for every night and pray for when I wake up in the morning, is that I'm doing what it is he wants me to do. So, yeah, that's my biggest fear.
Okay. What advice can you give to a single woman that's looking for a good man?
Be patient. Be patient. And be even more patient. And don't settle. Like, a lot of girls settle, man, because y'all have these imaginary biological clocks in your brains. And y'all think, oh, I got to get married. Or I got to have kids by this time. Or just be patient. And if what you're looking for is a good man, Hold that in your mind the same way you hold your career or whatever else is in your mind, and it'll come to you. And remain open. A lot of girls get closed off because they deal with one dude who, they deal with one dude who fucked them over, and they think that every dude they deal with after that is going to treat them like that guy. No, remain open, remain positive, be patient, and don't be afraid to pop that pussy for a goon. That's the other thing. You girls be afraid to give up that pussy. And y'all think that if I give it to him too fast, he's going to think I'm a hoe. And then you think, oh, I'm going to make him wait a year. And then you've already pissed the guy off. Then when he finally does fuck you, he's going to leave you. So, because he's mad. He's like, okay, you made me wait this long now. I'm going to bust your ass. It wasn't that good anyway, so now I'm out. So what girls need to realize is whether you let me have sex with you after an hour after I meet you or a year from now, if I like you, I'm going to be with you. And that's that. But the moral of the story is be patient. There are some good men out there.
And bust that for
pussy for a goon.
Okay.
Gotta go through your whole phase, man.
Okay. If you could ask God one question and he would answer loud and clear, what would you ask him?
Wow, that's a great question. If I could ask God one question, I would really just want to know what was the genesis to all of this thing called life. Like, what is the genesis? Like, because if there's a God, does that mean God has a creator too? You know what I'm saying? Like I would just want to know why, and then you want to know why he allows certain things to happen. But then I think I have an answer for that already. I don't think he allows certain things to happen. I just think he gives all of us the power of free will. And I think a lot of the things we actually blame on God is our fault. And I say that all the time. I say, any good that happened in my life is God. Anything bad that happened was me. And I can pinpoint what I did wrong to cause that to happen, And even when it was right, I can pinpoint what I did to cause this to happen. But, once you move in that positive direction and you're doing what you're supposed to be doing, God he just bestows his blessings upon you, I guess. But I would definitely want to know what is the genesis to all of this? Like, where did all of this begin? Mankind, planets, all of that. Like, it's a complex world we live in, really. And it's kind of scary, but, we just got to live.
2 things on your bucket list.
2 things on my bucket list. Well, being that I've overachieved at life thus far, and a lot of things, what's funny about bucket lists? A lot of things that happen. You ever notice when somebody does something, they'll be like, okay, scratch that off the bucket list, but you never really planned it anyway? Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like when I was on Arsenio, I said that in jest, like, oh, scratch that off the bucket list, but I never thought about being on Arsenio. First of all, Arsenio was the 90s. I was in middle school, high school when Arsenio Hall was around, so I had never thought that he'd be back to give me an opportunity to be on the show. But the things I would scratch off my bucket list are scratched off. National syndication for the Breakfast Club. I've always wanted to be in that number. That's when you're an elite radio personality, and I've always wanted to be in that and have my own late night talk show. Like that's bucket list, man. Unless I like have sex with Katy Perry or something, but Or Rihanna. Not even Rihanna. I like Rihanna. Rihanna's just cool. She's a cool chick, but Katy, I just want to really titty fuck her.
Okay. The last time you cried. When was the last time you cried?
When my grandmother died, 2006. She died Cinco de Mayo, 2006. I cried I cried when I first got the news, and then I cried a week later when I went home, because I don't do funerals and stuff, so I didn't go to her funeral or nothing. And I think I went home like a week later, because I remember Wendy was shooting a TV show for VH1, and I was on the show, and they was like, if I left, it would mess up the continuity of the show. And I was like, I don't do funerals anyway, so I was like, I'm not going. And I remember when I did go home a couple weekends later, I remember just driving and breaking down crying. But definitely 2006 when my grandma passed.
Okay. What lesson did your ex teach you about yourself?
My ex? My ex. Let me see. What lesson did my ex teach me? My ex taught me to keep my hands on myself. This girl I used to date, her name is, I'm not going to say her name. I used to date her when I was dumb young. And, she was fucking this older dude. This dude that was like 10 years older than her. And I remember sitting outside of this dude's house and listening to him fuck the shit out of her. And like a week later, me being the sucker I'm having sex with her, and I came fast, and she pushed me off her, and she was like, "That's why I'm fucking such and such now," and I just was butt naked in a rage and started giving a Macho Man Randy Savage elbows all on the bed, all crazy, and I just from that I think her mom put roots on me after that, cause like for like that whole month of February, I was getting my ass kicked, like I was getting in these stupid ass fights with people. And I remember her mom telling me right before she passed, God bless her dead, she said, "You're a great guy. You just had to learn some lessons." And she said, "No good is going to come to Taj." Oh, damn, I said her name. "No good is going to come to her, based off how she's treating me now that I'm sick, whatever, whatever." And I was like, no doubt. Her name was Miss Geraldine. And now Taj's life is all fucked up. She's fat. She got a daughter that can't walk. They're damn near about to take her kids away because she left her kids in the closet and went to the club. Yeah, she's fucked up. Fucked up. And my life is amazing. And so I learned to keep my hands to myself and not put your hands on women.
Okay, that's a great lesson to learn. If you could have any superhuman power.
Oh, that's easy. I want all the powers that this guy on my arm right here possesses. Wolverine. This is Wolverine from the X-Men. I think healing powers, to be able to heal. And I guess Wolverine doesn't age. Not like I'm afraid of aging. I don't care. I actually embrace age because, the only alternative to aging is dying. So if you don't want to die, you better be happy to be aging. And but Wolverine, he just got he got those healing powers. You know what I'm saying? And I just think that would be dope. Like that no pain could ever harm you. And that's a life lesson that I tell people all the time. Like you should never hold on to any hurt. Don't hold on to no pain. It's like we choose this. Like nobody can make us angry without our consent. Nobody can piss us off without our consent. If we are hurting or are in pain or depressed, we are holding on to this. Like there's certain things we can just let go if we decide to let them go. A lot of times we don't realize how much we practice victimology. So I tell people all the time, man, don't hold on to no hurt because it don't benefit you or help you in no way. So just let it go. So I think if I could have a superpower, it would definitely be the healing powers of Wolverine.
Okay. You have a daughter, right?
Yep. Beautiful 5-year-old. She'll be 6 this year, actually.
Okay. When you leave this earth and there's one lesson or that you always want her to remember that her father taught her, what is it?
Be yourself. Be yourself at all times, because when you're truly yourself, whatever you get out of life, you will appreciate it more. And when you're truly being yourself, you also will never be a victim. And the reason you'll never be a victim, you'll never practice victimology. And the reason you'll never practice victimology is because you know that whatever you got because you were yourself. And whatever I went in there being me. I did me, and I did me to the best of my ability. I just didn't get what I was going after. And you'll just move on to the next one. And it's true. Everything that you get what you deserve on this planet, and you get it because you deserve it. So I would rather her get what she deserves because she's truly being herself, because she's being a first-rate version of herself and not a second-rate version of somebody else.
Well, it's been a pleasure. Anything else you want to talk about before I let you go?
No, just watch Charlamagne and Friends every Wednesday night at 11:30 on MTV2. Keep, tuning into the Breakfast Club via iHeartRadio, or if we're in your market, whether we're in Houston, Miami, Seattle, Detroit, turn us on the radio. And the one thing I always tell everybody, man, is be the change that you want to see in the world. I always say that I want to live in a world where people are judged by the content of their character and not their race, religion, sexuality, gender, or class. I just expounded on what Dr. Martin Luther King used to say, because he used to say you want to live in a world where people are judged by the content of their character, not the color of their skin. 2014, I say race, religion, sexuality, gender, class. And just treat people the way that you want to be treated, man. And just always remember, it's not a black thing, it's not a white thing, it's not a rich thing, poor thing. We're all God's children. And we're all here to live, we're spiritual beings living a human existence, man. And I think as long as you remember that, you'll be fine.
Thank you, Pastor Charlamagne.
Thank you, Jasmine Brand.
All right.